Let's proceed to a quick unboxing, but first let's take a look at the box. And the Y51s branding can be seen on the box with the vivos, and it has 8 GB of RAM with 128 gigs of internal storage. And at the back you can see this smartphone has 5000 mAh battery with 18 watt of fast charging, 48 megapixel rear camera, and an ultra stable video with audio boosters. We'll dig further into the features later in the video, and the color that we have with us is Crystal Symphony. Now back to the unboxing and let's unwrap it. Okay, let's open the box and here we go. The unboxing experience is super smooth, and at the top you are going to find this flap. Let's see what it carries, and it has the SIM ejector toolkit with the documentation, and you're also going to find a clear TPU case in the box that's provided to protect this from fingerprints to be imprinted on the back. Then in the box is our device, the Y51s. We'll come back to the device later on, so let's put it aside. And then in the box you are going to find an 18 watt fast charging brick, and it is going to charge your device up to 70% in almost 60 minutes, but we are going to test this claim in the review videos, so stay tuned and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. You are going to find a Type-C connecting cable as well. It doesn't have any kind of accent, it is white colors branded. Apart from that, you are also going to find the standard vivo's hands-free. And now allow me to set up this device very quickly and I'll get back to you guys. Now that we're done with the unboxing of the vivo's Y51s, it's time to move on to the review section, and let's start off with the display and the design of the device. And speaking about display, this phone carries a 6.58 inches IPS LCD panel instead of an AMOLED. I am a little bit disappointed here from Vivo, because I think Vivo is the only brand that tends to provide AMOLED display even in this price segment. And as far as the usability and the brightness of the screen is concerned, I am not disappointed at all, because this phone is bright enough that you will be able to use it even under a direct sunlight. You'll be getting vibrant color, and overall saturation of the color is also great. At the top of the display you will find a view drop notch that houses a 16 megapixel primary sensor, and right above that is a secondary speaker grill that is to be used for calling purposes. And as far as the bezels on the screen are concerned, the bezels on the left, right and top are not that much, but the bezels on the chin are a bit thicker, and that is the cost of having an IPS panel. Even though I don't personally prefer the IPS panel, but none of the other brand is providing an AMOLED panel in the same price bracket, so I think it's an acceptable compromise. When you switch the smartphone to the right side, you'll find the placement of power button that also acts as a fingerprint scanner, because unlike Y51 that carries an on-display fingerprint scanner, this phone is carrying a side-mounted fingerprint scanner, and I personally prefer such placement of fingerprint because it is quick, and the power button is also indented towards the screen a little bit so that the thumb could be positioned perfectly to unlock the screen as fast as possible. And above the power button you'll find the placement of volume rockers, and as far as their ease of use is concerned, they are approachable and I feel them to be tactile and more convenient than the standard buttons that we normally find in this price segment. You'll find nothing on the right side of the smartphone because there is really nothing out there, and at the top of the smartphone you'll find the placement of SIM tray along with a microphone, the secondary microphone, and opening the SIM tray reveals that this phone carries dual SIM slot along with a dedicated micro SD card. So you will be able to extend the storage of this smartphone up to 512 GBs with a micro SD card. And if someone asks me, I personally prefer to have a dedicated micro SD card so that I don't have to compromise on the dual SIM slot. At the bottom of the smartphone, you'll find the placement of speaker grill along with USB Type-C connector and a microphone along with 3.5mm headphone jack. And as far as the speakers are concerned, they are pretty loud. The audio boosters make sure that you'll be able to hear the sound as good as it gets. The smartphone is loud enough that you'll be able to hear the music balanced around all of the corners of the room that you are living in. I was surprised when I switched the device to the back, and I am pretty sure that you will too, because Vivo has introduced 3D dazzling colors on the back, and the color that we have with us is Crystal Symphony, and it looks pretty dope. Let me know what do you think about this design in the comment section below. But as always, the shiny designs are always a fingerprint magnet, and to get rid of them, you'll have to use the clear TPU case that's provided in the box. And a good thing is, the clear TPU case will also preserve the overall look of the smartphone as well. On the top section of the back, you'll find the camera section that carries a triple camera setup along with an LED flash placement, and the primary sensor of the smartphone is a 48 megapixel sensor with f1.79 aperture, and then there is this 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor with f2.2 aperture, and there is also a 2 megapixel macro lens with f2.4 aperture. There is also a little bump that you'll find around the camera section, but that's to be covered with a clear TPU case provided in the box. The back of the smartphone is curved from both sides, which makes it easier to hold in the hand and operate the smartphone. Overall, I am loving this device in terms of the design, except for the part where we have to deal with the fingerprints on the back. Now moving on to the gaming and the performance section of this smartphone, it comes with Snapdragon 662 chipset, which is an octa-core chipset, and that comes with Adreno's 610 GPU that is powering up the graphic loads of this device, and these specs are coupled with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. That's a lot for most of the users. Now let's dive into the gaming section where we'll discuss the benchmarks and the gaming performance of this smartphone. Speaking about the benchmarks first, I have managed to get 314 single core scores and 1420 multi-core scores on Geekbench 5, while on PC Mark I have managed to get 385 scores. The score is not a flagship level, but it is decent that you'll be able to run anything. Even the PUBG and Call of Duty mobile like games can run smoothly on this smartphone, but on medium graphics settings and at medium frame rates. The Snapdragon 662 is a mid-range chipset, and it can handle any day-to-day task like a breeze. Be it watching a movie on Netflix, making a call, recording a video, or taking snaps. Speaking about the software of this device, this phone is running Android 11.0, and at the top of that sits the Vivo's own skin, the FunTouchOS 11.0, and believe me, it has been improved. Let's find out how. The Gallery app has been improved with a new album called Memories. The photos that fall under Memories are grouped according to time, location, events. Another feature is an AI editor which makes it easier to edit videos and highlight the key moments. Another cool feature introduced in the latest version is iManager. This is an app that provides a summary of your smartphone, including performance. There's also an ultra game mode that includes features like game picture-in-picture, which allows users to launch apps in floating window mode while playing a game, so the gaming experience is not disturbed. Vivo has improved their software a lot, and I'm pretty amazed that they have reduced the number of bloatwares that we normally had to uninstall after buying a smartphone. Thumbs up to Vivo from my end for doing this. You are already aware of the camera setup of this device. Let's move on to find out how good the camera actually is in this section. The 48 megapixel sensor of the phone works perfectly, and it can capture decent shots on the go. This smartphone can provide an Instagram ready photo, especially of an object, without any filter application. For the best possible results, I would recommend you to use the HDR mode, which is by default enabled. The 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor of the phone is performing quite well, and the 2 megapixel macro lens can take decent shots as well. As far as the video quality of the phone is concerned, you can capture 1080 pixels of resolution from the both cameras of the smartphone, from the front and the back, and the video quality, even though is not top notch, but it's not that bad I should complain about it. Okay guys, so this is a camera sample from the front cam of the vivo's Y51s. You can let me know how did you find it in the comment section below. Speaking about the battery life, this phone comes with a 5000 mAh battery that is to be charged with 18 watt fast charging, and that's not new. There are a lot of devices that are providing 33 watt of fast charging in the same price bracket, but let's find out how good the battery of this device can perform in our daily life. The battery of vivo's Y51s can last a day under heavy usage, and it can provide a backup of 2 days for casual users. If you're planning on watching Netflix or Amazon Prime, it can stream stuff for almost 10 to 12 hours. However, it can last for about 7 to 8 hours for power intensive workloads. The charging time and the speed of the device is not that fast, but it's not that bad either. The 18-watt charger can fuel up the 5000 mAh battery of the phone in almost 80 minutes. Not a deal breaker, right? Now it's time for the verdict, and if you're looking to buy a device that has an incredible design with an impressive camera setup and can last a little longer, then the vivo Y51s is a device you should go for. You should not buy this device if you are a pro gamer looking to buy a device only for the gaming purposes. If you are a casual smartphone user who would like to buy a device that stands out, then this one is really a good one to go for. And while I'm saying it's not for the gamers, I do not mean that it cannot run games. It can run any games smoothly, even games like PUBG and Call of Duty on medium graphics settings at a stable frame rate. And that's my verdict of this device. You can let me know yours in the comment section below. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace out.